Hi everyone, it's Donna here, and I'm here today to show you my latest journal that I just completed. Um, I completed it several days ago, but every time I pick it up, I kept wanting to put more stuff and more in it and more decoration. So I had finally had to stop to record a video so I wouldn't do any more. This journal is 6 inches by 9 inches. It's a single signature. I'm calling this journal Florida, and I'll show you why in a minute. I forgot to count the pages, but I will put it at the bottom of the video. Florida has my typical collaged type cover, soft cover, that's kind of quilted. It has batting in the middle. There's some hand stitching on some of these pieces to keep them down. Lots of coffee stain, kind of a old antique kind of look to it. It's held closed with just some seam binding. And then on the cover, on the top, is this beautiful antique applique that I've had in my stash for quite a while. Actually, I have two of them. I have another one that I'm going to be using on a journal as well. I left that open so you can see the cover, the rest of the cover. You can see let's see if I can show it. There's the applique there. Beautiful, beautiful work in that. So inside, make sure I'm in frame. There's a lot of hand stitching in this journal. I did a lot of slow stitching on a lot of the pieces. Like this is one here. I just did some stitching on the image, some French knots, and some stitching on the flowers and the leaves. This piece here, it was a tutorial from Ruby and Pearl XO, and I think Annalie also did it as well on her channel after watching Ruby and Pearl. There's several pockets. There's this pocket on this side, and there's just a journaling card in there. And then there's a pocket behind it, and I have another tag in there. And in the back side, tucked in the back side, is my note from the bookmaker. And then this untie, I'm not going to untie it, but this unties and it opens up and you can journal inside of it as well. And I have this journal belongs to just a little tuck spot with a tag tucked into that. This piece of antique linen that's been coffee dyed. Collage tuck spot. And then inside it, I have a piece from a cigarette card collector's album and a postcard from Poland. And I don't know, I believe it's from around the 60s because that's when this came in a bundle of stamps that I purchased a while back. And most of them were from the 60s. A fabric belly band that's been collaged, and tucked behind it is a vintage birthday card that is dimensional. You see how and it's from Ma. Very pretty roses on that. I just tucked some vintage lace into the holes that were already on this paper. It's a page from a 1951 illustrated London News magazine that I have. There's lots of laces sticking out all over this journal. A lot of my antique laces in here and linens. A collaged pocket with some antique lace at the bottom and just some little snippets hanging down, and a little bow pin with a bead on it. And there's a picture, vintage picture, it says Friends 1935, and then an altered guest check. Oh, I feel a sneeze coming. Oh, don't go away, go away. Just a little slow stitching here to couch down this piece of fiber. Page from a book from the 1700s. That's an original page. Just a little snippet up here that has some slow stitching on it. And a tag with a window with some die cuts behind it. Original page from a 1902 ledger that I just acquired. Pretty script writing on it. 1902. There's plenty of room for journaling and or decorating in this journal. I stopped myself before it got too full so that there's still room for writing and for decorating. This is a antique collar piece. You can tuck something in behind there. A pouch that I made from some advertising from a 1902 farm journal, and then I just collaged on top of it. And inside it is a little booklet. This booklet was gifted to me last year during my friendship challenge, and I can't remember who it was that gave it to me, but thank you, whoever you were. I just did a little bit more decorating on it. I have a new Etsy favorite of mine, and this is one of her images. She's Cheryl Francis Art, and I'll put a link down below to her Etsy shop. She has the most amazing digitals that look so dimensional. You can see how dimensional that flower looks and the images there. She's an awesome mixed media artist. Here are a couple more of printouts that I printed. Look how dimensional those are. It looks like you can feel the buttons on there and the flowers. She's awesome. So that just tucks into there. Some antique lace down here. Beautiful, beautiful antique lace. And in it is a journaling card, and this is the bottom part of that ledger page that I had to take off, so I just kind of put that in here. Here's the fortune cookie in this journal. There's all of my decorated journals have a little that folds out, and there's a fortune in there. And a glassine bag that I've decorated. This is just an image printed on book page, and I believe the image was from the Graphics Fairy, if I'm not mistaken. And then in it is just a big journaling tag that I collaged. And then the bag is just folded over with an image on the back with some lace textile piece hanging off, and then you can journal inside. And then this is it's a tuck spot with a lace peekaboo in it. And this is an article from the Ladies Home Journal from 1921. It said, how to get married on $25 a week and eat. Interesting article. There's the budget. So that's an original. More lace here. Oops. Just a little collage from a little piece from a collar from those textiles that I just sold. One of the pieces that I kept. Page from 1884 Delineator magazine. Some really cool images. Just another snippet with some slow stitching on it. Antique lace from my collection with a little piece down at the bottom there with a rusty safety pin. And inside the center, the strings just have some vintage buttons on them. Another page from the Delineator and there are pockets made into pockets. This one has a postcard in it. This is a reproduction, but the image is from 1880. And then an original letter from 1924. Typed letter. And in this side is a Victorian card. Isn't that beautiful? Love the colors in that. From 1889. Oh, and also a two-page spread from that German book I have from 1920. Glassine envelope that's been collaged, and there's another slow stitch piece there. Stitching here in the flower. And tucked into it are some cigarette cards. I just recently acquired part of a collection, somebody's collection of these cards, and these will be coming up in the near future. Some packs of cigarette cards. And tucked in is just a postcard. Some lace at the bottom. You can journal on the back. Just a little snippet of little papers up here. Back page of the delineator. Some more slow stitch with some gold leaf on it. Yet another slow stitched piece. And in it is one of these little souvenir card packs. And this one's from Washington, D.C. Just another snippet up here with some textiles, some antique lace that I've coffee dyed. Another collage tuck spot with a page from one of these 1700s French books and a piece from French school book from the early 1900s. Tucked into there. It's just a piece of beautiful antique lace from in my stash. Little cross stitch up there, some lace. This piece here, this is loose at the bottom, but this piece was the lining from one of the antique clothing pieces in those textile pieces I sold recently. I didn't know what to do with it, so I couched it onto this piece of linen. Just made a little decoration with it. More lace. This is an original page, plate from 1873 Peterson's magazine. I just got one from Patty Lang. I love it. I don't know how I'm going to take it apart. This image of the very first part of the book was already loose, so I've scanned it and I used the original in here. This opens up. You can journal on the back. And then this is a Reward of Merit card from 1892. It's an original. Here's another one of the Cheryl Francis art pieces, windows. Here's another couple more. This one I cut out the inserts and I put some vellum behind it, so I'm going to make that into a tuck spot. Isn't that beautiful? I just love her style, her art. And this one I cut and I made it open so that there's an image inside, and this actually is my grandmother and grandfather on their wedding day. And this is my grandmother. Her name was Florida. So that's why I named this journal Florida. Look at that. Look at that headpiece that she has on. And I just put some little gauzy pieces to make it look like curtains hanging off of it. Some antique lace with gold leaf at the bottom. This is actually another piece of Cheryl Francis's digitals. She has some metal looking pieces that are awesome. And this is actually a big pocket, and in it is a image from a 1921 ladies' home journal. It says, "You may have the lovely neck and shoulders you've always wanted. Now, how a new discovery in diet makes physical beauty possible." I want to know what that diet is. And then inside you can journal, and this is an original 1902 Farm Journal cover. That just tucks in there. On the back, another collaged tuck spot and a image from 1938. They had a very successful day at fishing. There's a cute little note on the back as well. And a canceled check from 1908. Those are originals. Backside of that textile. Some more lace. And then in the back is a pocket with some extra papers for either journaling or to cover up anything, any text in the journal that you want to cover up. This is a little collaged fabric piece, and in it is a little playing card from the 1930s, I think these were from, and then a milk bottle cap. So that is Florida. This just wraps on there. If you are viewing this and Florida is still for sale, the purchase information will be down below in the description box. And if it is already sold and you would like to get on my journal wait list, send me an email and I'll put you on my wait list. That way in future journals, as they become available, you'll get first dibs on them. So that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.